Summer and Claire meet each other at the park. Claire showed Summer the family tree she made for their ancestors. Keller said her parents encouraged her to change her name to Newman so she would fit in better with the family. Summer was happy that Claire was in the tree. Summer tells Claire that she heard about Nikki's job offer and hopes Claire doesn't say no. Summer said it was scary for Claire, but Claire knew. Claire admits to the bad things she did to Summer's family and says she knows it wasn't Summer's choice for Claire to take care of Harrison. Claire agreed that because part of her job with Jordan was to track down members of the Newman family, Claire had followed Summer on social media long before she met her. Summer was happy that Claire found it exciting. Claire explained that of all the members of the Newman family, Summer was her favorite. Summer asks if Claire has decided on Nikki's job offer, and Claire says she hasn't accepted it, but hasn't turned it down. "Don't let anyone tell you what to do with your life," Summer said. Nick saw Phyllis at Crimson Lights and gave her the latest on Faith and Lucy. He explained that when he called Faith, he did not know that Lucy was in danger. Phyllis said she was worried about Nick. Nick said he's really worried about Sharon, and he's trying to keep the pressure balanced. Nick tells Phyllis that Daniel blamed himself for Lucy's actions and the series of events that followed. Phyllis said there was no one to blame, and she asked about Sharon and her medication. Nick said he was the only one who knew what Sharon told him. The doctors were working. Phyllis said Sharon wasn't lying, but that was none of Sharon's business. Phyllis told Nick she could trust him. At home, Sharon warns Cameron that her nerves can't take away her advice. He talked about how Eamon came home and didn't want to be blamed, but then his voice turned threatening as he said it was a big mistake. Maria surprised Sharon by walking into the room. Maria asks why Sharon is angry. Sharon said she was available on her own. When Sharon showed up again, Maria was shocked and yelled that everyone was trying to make connections between Casey and Faith's past and the current situation. Maria said if Sharon wants to yell at someone, Maria can handle it. Sharon apologized and then stopped, feeling that she was worried that if she started, she wouldn't be able to stop. Cameron interrupts and reminds Sharon that she doesn't want anyone to know how angry she is with Lucy and Daniel. Sharon said she was going to the hospital and Maria insisted on going with her. Cameron tells Sharon that no one leaves her alone and starts to make trouble on the road, so Sharon convinces Mariah to get in a private car. When Cameron was alone, he told Sharon that he would always be there for her when she needed him. At the hospital, Daniel tells Heather the extent of the crime, from the incident with Casey to what Lucy and Faith are doing. Heather said her mind is clear and Daniel needs to stop torturing her about the past. Danielle said Sharon criticized them as parents. Heather said she couldn't stop Sharon from criticizing Daniel, but she had to stop herself. Lucy wakes up to see Faith's empty bed next to her and is terrified that Faith is dead. Heather and Daniel explained that Faru had gone for a test. Lucy cried as she thanked her father. He said he had a bad dream and felt guilty for causing the accident. Sharon arrived at the hospital to find Lucy crying and Faith's bed empty. Maria gets up and reminds Sharon that Ayman is doing a test. As Nick and Heather approach, Sharon tries to stay calm and says she's fine. After Nick and Maria leave, Sharon turns her face and voice towards Heather. Sharon has a stone face as Heather tries to empathize with Sharon's feelings. Realizing that Sharon was still cold, Heather turned to herself. "I really hope we can support the kids so they can get better and not have to deal with the charges," Heather said as Sharon looked at her. Summer joins Phyllis at Crimson Lights. Phyllis told Summer that Lucy was torturing herself and needed support. "Make sure it never happens again. We are very lucky that history will not repeat itself." Daniel thanked Nick for bringing coffee and food for everyone. Danielle said Lucy beat herself up over the incident. Daniel apologized again, but Nick said it wasn't his fault. Don't waste time criticizing yourself. Your daughter needs your time and attention. Think about it, not the past, Nick advises.